a lone chair standing in the middle of a forest. Perhaps not a form of art for everyone, but for Aaron Letterman, it certainly is.
In the middle of the night, you can imagine a very dark, spooky night, me and two little children, a little fog, and suddenly we heard a scream, very, very strong and frightening scream. And I remember all of us sat in the tent, and I was asking myself, what am I doing here with two little children in the middle of the night? And I chose to leave the two children in the tent and go to help, to save the person who is in a deep, deep problem. And as I went towards the noises, towards the shoutings, I was really afraid. But when I came to the spring, I saw very, very interesting thing. I saw a yeshiva or Hasid guy sitting on a chair, scream and beg, just him alone in the forest. And that's the moment that I understood that these chairs that I saw up the hill, or many, many other chairs that I tend to see like a garbage in the forest, are actually something much more significant from what I thought.
For 10 years, Letterman, a designer and a scholar, has followed a fascinating phenomenon called, quote, self-secluded prayer. This ritual is associated in Israel with the Breslov Hasidic movement, a group of ultra-Orthodox Jews who follow the 18th century Jewish sage Nachman of Breslov. One of Rabbi Nachman's pieces of advice to his students was to engage in hitbodedut, the Hebrew name for self-seclusion, in order to achieve enlightenment.
Rabbi Nachman advised his followers to go almost naked, without a book, without a rabbi, without any object. And the question that I was asking myself is, how come a chair, from all the objects in the world, why not a lamp, why not a bed, why not a book, why a chair came to this scene in such a widely spread phenomenon?
Letterman decided to focus on the chairs and not on the prayers. The outcome of this journey is an exhibition at the Israel Museum named, quote, Seated in Seclusion, featuring Letterman's photos and design chairs. Co-curator Sharon Weiser-Ferguson says they also tried to connect the story to current issues such as the coronavirus pandemic and capitalism.
Also today in our culture, the consumption culture, we buy many things and throw them very often. Lately, we began to think twice about recycling or upcycling items, and so I think it fits together with some of the ideas that the Breslov had for many years.
One of the most interesting items on display is a replica of the chair of Rabbi Nachman himself. But perhaps a repeated pattern in these cases is the fact that many of the chairs are broken.
The idea is more of something larger, of tikkun olam, the whole idea of going out to nature. And you have to fix something in yourself. You speak with God directly about your problems and try to look for self-repair. And this is, first, you begin with yourself, but then it grows and it is larger to the society and the entire world.
Solitude is a common practice in many religions and cultures. But this unique form of self-seclusion of the Breslov ultra-Orthodox Jews may shed light on the connection between man, God, and the creation.